News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Lisa Mateo.
The big moves in the markets come as the U.S. and China agree to temporarily lower tariffs on each other's products. The U.S. will reduce levies on most Chinese imports from 145% to 30%, while China will drop its duties on U.S. goods from 125% to 10%. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spoke about the deal this morning in Geneva.
We have reached an agreement on a 90-day pause and substantially moved down the tariff levels. Both sides on the reciprocal tariffs will move their tariffs down 115%.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent added that neither side wants to decouple. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer was also at the news conference and said it's imperative the U.S. reduce its trade deficit.
There was an $850 billion trade deficit at the beginning of the Biden administration. So that is a rapid and expansive increase in the trade deficit. And our view is that this is driven in large part by non-reciprocal trade, among other things. And the result has been offshoring of manufacturing and other negative impacts on the U.S. economy.
That was U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent speaking earlier at a news conference heard live on Bloomberg Radio.
Well, Nathan, the Chinese delegation was not at the press conference in Switzerland. We get more from Bloomberg's Jill Deesis in Hong Kong.
We've seen, quite a bit of chaos in sort of how a lot of that has been hammered out. Yet you've got this framing from Bessent and Greer kind of saying, look, we know what we're doing, and this is all part of the negotiation strategy. So I thought that was a really interesting thing to see. But then, obviously juxtaposing that with, the very, very limited amount of information that we've gotten out of the China side. I mean, it's not like there was this big press conference where both of them are coming up together. So I do think that kind of indicates, I'm really interested to see what the next 90 days look like and if this is actually something that means, sort of a lasting detente between these two.
Bloomberg's Jill Deese is reporting from Hong Kong. Now, according to the Xinhua news agency this morning, China says it committed to the stable development of relations with U.S.
And Lisa, we have an update on trade negotiations with another Asian country. Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba says his country will not accept any initial trade agreement with the U.S. that excludes an accord on autos. Japan will continue to seek a reprieve from all U.S. tariff measures and hopes to reach some manner of agreement in June.
Well, Nathan, President Trump is vowing to cut prescription drug prices up to 80%. Bloomberg's John Tucker joins us with more. John, how does he plan to do all this?
Well, Mr. Trump, Lisa says in a social media post, he's going to sign an executive order this morning that'll take place at 9 Eastern to institute a most favored nation policy. Now, he doesn't go into much detail beyond that. He claims it would drop pharmaceutical prices by 30 to 80% in the U.S. And Mr. Trump didn't outline potential limits on the policy, such as whether it's going to apply only to government programs like Medicare, Medicaid. Now, Americans do pay the most in the world for medicines, fueling innovation and driving the growth of the pharmaceutical industry. Now, drug makers have said revamping the system will slash revenue and also stifle the development of breakthrough therapies. Now, pre-market shares of Pfizer, they're down 3%. Merck shares down 1.6%. Eli Lilly is falling, down 2.6%. And shares of Johnson & Johnson also down 2.4%. In New York, I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, John, thank you. President Trump is headed to the Middle East today. It's his first official major foreign trip since returning to office. The president will travel to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. Bloomberg's Jumana Bersecci is in Riyadh.
Dozens of deals covering everything from defense and security to artificial intelligence, rare metals, and transportation are expected to be signed. But the relationship between Trump and Crown Prince MBS goes further than deals. The recent decision by OPEC Plus, the oil group led by the Saudis, to raise production quickly will also have gone down well with the U.S. president, since it's caused prices to drop. When it comes to foreign policy, the Saudi Crown Prince told Trump he's ready to help him achieve his peacemaking ambitions with Ukraine. And U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has also been pushing for progress on a ceasefire deal in Gaza.
Bloomberg's Jumana Bersecci adds the visit comes as Saudi Arabia faces financial challenges due to oil prices. It's aiming to secure deals to help boost its economy. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
I'm Lisa Mateo, and this is Bloomberg.